we be looking at a drop now in the S&P 500 market? Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to the Market Timer. Today is October 17th, 2024. It's currently 5:06 p.m. Chicago time. The market's closed a couple hours ago, and I was just going over the charts here, and I noticed something that kind of flashing red that I thought I'd bring to your attention. One of the important things to point out is that right here, I'll just expand that so that you can see it. That is the daily bar of today's trading. Right now, we are in the extended hours for the next day, the 18th. But right here is the day we just ended. And I noticed that a few things happened. While I had some alerts on various markets that are in the S&P 500, I noticed that I got multiple alerts of breaking below support levels right at the close of today. I'm not going to go through all those different markets that the alerts came up. You can see that I had a little number right here. I had 4 triggers hit, and it was right at the close. And so I was like, oh, this is interesting. So looking at the S&P 500, we got this little top bar, pin bar, whatever they want to call these things. Not too much into the candlestick pattern thing. However, I did notice that this increase here, this higher high run that we've recently had, was not followed by higher momentum bars here on the squeeze indicator. And so we have what is called a bearish divergence. But we've had a bullish divergence now for several days since it moved beyond the high here of September 26th. And I was just waiting for it to hit the top where this trend line is, coming off of 2 previous tops here. I like to see it hit twice. It hit 3 times, 4 times, and just barely hit it today. You can see just barely missed it, and came down and is closed at the low. And now we have extended hours opening right below this little short-term support line that I have here. These are just little tiny indicators, but the main thing is that this price bar here, having a higher high than the previous bar, sets it up as a potential swing top price bar. If its low is taken out tomorrow or any following day, as long as the high holds. All right. And it just so happens that on my F-date report, which, well, there you can see the grids barely, it's invisible. Ooh, oh, you put your hands in front, but there it is. Okay, it's on my report, shows that we have an expected cycle turn for 1017. And that follows 1014. Well, 1014, we see we had this top here, then we came down, made this bottom here, and then it's now made this new high, which I believe has a high potential of being a top of its own. And that will be confirmed by prices moving below the low of today. And I'm going to give you that exact number. It was 58.71 and a quarter. So we hit 58.71 or lower. We have confirmed a swing top for this 1017 price bar right here, which would put that cycle turn on time. Okay, we allow a 1-day allowance, but the probabilities look really high that we're going to get this one on time. And so with these other indicators here, it looks very promising that we could be looking to start going down, going lower in the S&P as of tomorrow, or in extended hours. It can happen through extended hours into tomorrow. It's all the same day. All right, if you know how that works. All right, now this is the daily chart. Let's just take a look at some other charts here of the same market. This here is the 4 hour, and we saw that prices on the 4 hour moved above my little resistance trend line here, in letting me know that this thing was going to try to go after the high. It did go after the high. It went above the high, and now it's gone and broke below that trend line, which, by the way, means I no longer need that. Time to take that off my chart. But I come down here, you see this oscillator. You notice, again, we are talking a bearish divergence. Why? Well, if you look at where this high is on the 4 hour chart and you see where this high is on the 4 hour chart, you can see that it made a slightly higher high than it did here. Yet on the oscillator, you can see that the high here came down, but it did not come higher than this one here on its way back up. That's bearish divergence, okay? And if we go to the 1 hour chart, we can see that price is currently, it closed and is currently trading at the point of control. What is that? Well, if you use, for example, volume profile, as you see right here, you can see that we have this red line. This is where the most amount of buying and selling occurred, around this price range of 58.88.50. You can see here currently price is now at 58.85 and a quarter. Well, now it's at 58.88.50. So the trading is currently happening at point of control. There is very high potential, as I already said, that we would be looking for prices to move lower. It go below the 55 EMA that I have here. It's already below the 21 EMA, the blue line you see here, and we can look for it to now start trading below the point of control for tomorrow. The relative strength index tends to favor that right now, as the average of the RSI is curling down, and we can see that the RSI itself is in a downward trajectory. Okay, so and also, if you want to, you can see that the squeeze indicator momentum is on its downward. It's at the 0 line. It may bounce again. That's always possible. Nothing is like 100%, but there's good potential that we can now start breaking down in negative momentum here and see prices start trading below this point of control. And we come over here again. This is another 4 hour chart. Same thing. We can see that I had this channel already here prior to price actually hitting it during the session yesterday, and it came up and it hit it, and I was expecting some action today, and we got a little bit of that, as it did make kind of a bearish one-day bar, as we see right here. It has the high wick on the top, small wick on the bottom, and a small body. Okay, that's a bearish bar. All right, and it certainly was bearish overall. We can see in the last 8 hours or so. All right, and we can see here that we've got bearish indication on the MACD. Momentum starting to decrease on the downside. You can expand this, you see it better. You can see the momentum is going down once again. After it was here, it went up, failed to go positive, is heading back down, and we see that the RSI is breaking below its 14-day average. So it definitely is indicating more bearishness on the 4 hour chart. All right, so that's basically what I have for you folks for tomorrow, for October 18th, is I'm expecting an overall bearish day, and we could be looking at the beginning of a decent pullback starting tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you'll be informed of my next video. They usually come on a timely basis like this one. You want to kind of get it before what we're talking about actually happens. So you'll need to hit that notification bell so that you will get it right when I put it up. Okay, and I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.